We're live. Hello and welcome, everybody. I am your host, Shannon Fisher. My business name is Webinessence Enterprises, and it looks like we're really taking off with the enterprises type of things, collaborating with new people, meeting wonderful new people in the last few markets that I've been to. So there'll be some special events coming this year as far as markets and other things. I'm not going to divulge exactly what these special events are because we're still kind of putting them all together. But as soon as they're ready and we've got the locations, you guys will know about it soon. So before I dive into everything here, let me cleanse this space. Take a moment. Take a moment to just get centered, connect with your breath as we create the sacred space together for this live stream broadcast. And by the way, you can fully interact with me during these live stream broadcasts simply by clicking the subscribe button on the channel, which helps me out so much. Hello, Barbara. See, you can talk to me in the comments there and I will see it and I will talk back with you so we can fully interact with each other. And I plan on doing more of these more regularly because we are needing to during this time. Like needing to get together, needing to support, needing to just know that we're here for each other. Right? Yes. Dave, that is so true. Year of the Fire Horse. It is going to be interesting. It's already starting to be interesting. Okay, so just invite everybody, take this moment to close your eyes and just take a nice deep breath, setting the intention to center and ground your energy into this space. To invite the highest light of guidance and spirit to come in and to surround and protect us as we commune together in this space during this time. Perfect. Simple little exercise like that, very calming, very grounding, and just like that. Takes nothing, just a simple intention, a little bit of action behind it, and the deed is done. All right, it has been a hot minute since I have been here doing anything. I've got to be completely transparent and open and honest with you guys. It scares me to go live, to do the podcast, to do all the things in the spotlight like this. And I have been resisting it for quite a few years, even though you're seeing me come out here and do things on the social medias online and stuff. Every single time I go live, I am as nervous can be leading up to it in the like half hour to 15 minutes leading up to the time that I go live. It's like I'm a ball of nerves, to be honest with you. But I understand. I've done it enough times that I get facing this fear and pushing through anyway is super beneficial. So I do it because I know how it feels on the other side of pushing through. And it's worth it every single time, hands down. But for me, this last, I want to say almost 3 months have been really, really hard. I lost somebody really dear to me in November, and then friends move away, friends separate from each other. Like there's a great amount of loss that was accumulating over the past few years, actually. But everything seemed to have come to a head for me right around Christmas time, and it was like something broke in me. I gave up, or at least it felt like that, and old patterns started to rise up, and just got lost in depression, right? So the reason I'm sharing this with you is because Spirit's telling me to, first and foremost, and second is because I'm also being told that it's going to help to let people know, hey, it doesn't matter who you are, what you do, where you are, and what's going on. We're all human, and we all have days where we're not feeling 100%, and these days can turn into weeks and months and years, especially if we're holding it in and we're not sharing it with anybody. And usually we'll get to that place because we're in a deep state of pain, honestly. And that pain might not even be physical. It could just be emotional, which I think is just as debilitating. Sometimes could be worse, right? But never mind the comparison. It just is what it is when we get to a very overwhelmed state and we have all of these distractions at our disposal, like literally at our fingertips to give us the temporary fix or whatnot. It actually is just making things worse, right? Until we can get to that place within ourselves where we're ready to really reflect and then reach out and ask for help. So here I am. I'm not reaching out asking for help. I've already done that, right? And it's coming the minute you ask for it. Like even just asking Great Spirit or all that is, whatever the powers that be are for you, you just ask before you go to bed or any time of day, really. You ask for help, assistance, guidance. It'll come. The trick is being open to see it in a way that you're not going to expect it, though, right? Because it will show up, but you might be blinded to it arising because we're so caught up in the funk. So anyway, again, why I'm sharing all of this is because you're not alone. I've been going through the thick of it, and I've seen the light out of the end of the tunnel. That's why I'm here. I'm rising again, and that's also why I chose the picture on the video for this as the Phoenix rising, because we're all in this new energy. We're all learning and birthing a new aspect of ourselves, which is going to help us create a new world and a new life to live in. But that world and that life looks different for each person. Okay. So we got to remember what the world looks like to me is not necessarily perceived the same way of others. So we're not supposed to be putting our ideals onto another, right? We're supposed to be respecting ourselves and each other and supporting each other, even in our differences, looking for ways to, what's the word? Compromise when we're in disagreement, right? Finding a middle ground, and worst case scenario, agree to disagree and then figure out a solution, right? But you got to get into a mindset of looking for a solution because you will always find what you're looking for. That much is so clear to me. And also to address like addictions, because it doesn't matter if it's drugs, alcohol, food, like everything can be an addiction, right? Like the biggest, easiest addiction I think everybody is addicted to is social media, or the phone, right? Being sucked to this thing and trapped in until that, missing what's right outside with nature, which nature is there to help you balance who you are, the nature of who you are. But if we're not connecting with actual nature in nature, or bringing nature to us, if we can't get out into it and we're just distracting ourselves, we're further separating ourselves from the truth of who we are, which I have come to the realization that addiction is a very real thing. I'm not going to take that away from anybody. It's a very real thing. But I believe we all can absolutely overcome the things that we have allowed to take over our lives. But what I'm realizing for myself is that I was just identifying with that story of being an addict And I'm no longer an addict to the things I no longer do, right? I don't even have, so I'm no longer an addict with those things, but every human has an addictive personality, if you will, because humans are habitual by nature. Habitual. We're going to do the things we like. And if we're outsourcing stuff to make us feel better when we're not feeling better, then we're going to do that, right? But we need to be learning how to have better skills to cope, right? But we also need better support system in place. So I'm going to be utilizing the things within my own life and my own struggles or challenges to create more support circles and events for us to come together to create more joy and happiness, because we have that within our capabilities, right? And sometimes we just need to connect with somebody else that, is in the same boat but wanting something different, and then boom, you can start taking off with something. So in a good way, right? So first and foremost, stop identifying with the story. The minute whatever you put after the two words I am, you become. But it ain't necessarily the truth, but you will have an experience that looks very real as the truth, because you've identified with that. So the universe is that unconditionally supportive. You change your mind, you change your energy, you change your life, right? And here comes that saying again, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Ain't that the truth? But the change doesn't start outside of self. The change starts inside self, and it gets projected into the outer world. Beautiful. Darla, I love it. Recovering from addiction to screen time. So yeah, same here. I am limiting myself on that as well. As you guys see, I'm hardly ever on Facebook anymore. I'm also trying to shift platforms as well, just because the energy is very different, right? And YouTube, I know, is going to end up being super successful down the road, and I'm okay with it taking its time or whatnot, because I'm still finding my niche and exactly like how the podcast end of things is going to go, because that's what's coming down the road, is a podcast on this channel along with these live broadcasts where we connect and do energy updates and collective readings, and then personal readings for those that are able to join for the hour that I'm going to be here. And sometimes it might go a little over an hour. It all depends. We'll see. I'm trying to go with the best of the flow with where spirit and my higher guidance is prompting me. Yeah. So other updates coming up. I'm super excited. We have TNT coming, which is a 7-week journey with myself and my dear friend and soul sister. Sorry. I'm so excited. Her name just went right out of my head. Victoria Willard, PhD. Excuse me. This is who I go to visit and do a lot of training and expansion work and ceremony work with in Lumbee. And we are working on the property to set up a retreat center for people to come and do ceremonies and workshops and other special events in the Okanagan. So that's pretty cool. Her and I have collaborated, and we have brought together, what is it? 4, actually, shoot, I don't know how many modalities are in there. Quite a few, but this is all alternative healing modalities. So if you've tried and done, your conventional therapies with counseling and stuff like that, and finding that you're still in those loops of old patterns and whatnot, then this is definitely a workshop for you. And it is online right now. We are not holding these in person until we have a facility set up to do it over the course of like a whole week or something like that. But for now, we're doing the 7-week journey, and it's all online. We get together for 2 hours on, I believe it's a Wednesday. So Wednesday, March 4th is the launch. Yep, from 2 hours, which is 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And don't worry, we are planning on recording the information of each of the classes that we have, that so that you can get the recording sent to your email, providing that you are not able to connect with us due to time zone or life, so of course, if you're paying for the course, you're going to get the material, whether you can connect with us during our live training sessions or not. Okay. And then there's also a side chat group that will be put up for continued support by myself and Victoria, but as well as for everybody that's in the course together to connect, make new friends and contacts, and stay connected to a support group. If you choose, you don't have to be a part of that, but if you would like to utilize it, then that's a bonus that we're giving everybody. So this course is only $444, and there are payment plans available too. So feel free to reach out to me directly. For more information, you can go to my website to read about it, but in order to sign up, you do have to reach me directly and let me know so I can give you the Zoom link and we can get all the details sorted out for you. Okay, so super exciting. And TNT stands for Trauma Neutralizing Therapy, which again is a 7-week journey to help totally neutralize trauma. TNT, baby. I love it. Okay. So that's exciting. That's what's coming up for the first update. Second update is that there is a new system with Swiss Bionic Solutions coming out that is above and beyond the systems that they currently have. So exciting. So we will have one of these new systems in my house for the next PEMF event that I am hosting, which is April 11th. 2026 from between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. And that is a Saturday. In order to book your free 45-minute session, you need to contact me and see what time slots are still available and register for one of those time slots so that your bed is secured. We will have 4 beds set up here with 3 different systems from Swiss Bionic. So for those that are familiar, can try the new ones. For those that have never tried PMF, you would be on one of the older systems. Either way, you're still getting the same pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, which is super beneficial for optimizing the body's functions. You get the right energy in your body, it gets distributed properly, and oh my goodness, you get optimal health and well-being. It's beautiful. So again, if you can't get out into nature to do these things, bring nature into you. And that's the PMF system that I have that's on this little bed here. Is non-invasive, and I personally couldn't live without it myself. So I do have one of our private sessions that you can come and utilize that technology and healing service in a session, or you can sign up for the free event. And if you're wanting to purchase these systems or one of them, you can absolutely I could hook you up with that. So there's more information on my website under the PEMF tab. There's the monthly discount deals that come up. And then I'm going to be posting the new information on the new system that's coming. Yeah, Dave, see, we need your testimony, my testimony, everybody's testimonies on our websites, right? Sharing is caring, everybody. Absolutely. But yeah, so there's more information on my website under the PMF tab. There's a video on the front homepage if you scroll down to the bottom that you can watch as well. And if anybody has any questions about it, feel free to reach out. I am more than happy to set up a free meeting with you and go through a presentation that I put together to educate you on these systems, how they work, how they're beneficial for you, and then how you, if you're interested, could get one into your life. Okay, so that's super exciting. Next things I have are, I have got a personal sauna now with the infrared heat. So this is from a company called, let's see, what's it called? Elaris, right? Elaris. Again, I'll be putting all this information. You guys are getting all this information before it's even being put up on my website and stuff. So feel free to go check out the website. By the end of, I want to say next week, it should all be updated there, except for next month's. Actually, no, next month's deals should be up there too, because we're getting close. Anyway, maybe not, actually. 25th is on a Wednesday. Anyway, the new monthly deals will be up within the first week of the new month. But what I'm sharing with you right now, as far as the services and the new items that I have to make healing even more better, these are available right now. I'm just figuring out the packages to put it with. So you can come for a sauna treatment. I recommend a 1 hour session, which will include a 45-minute sauna with red light therapy. Yes, I have it. And then I'm also going to put together like a day spa for people. And this would be just as good for men as it would be for women. Everybody needs to be taken good care of, right? And the day spa would include, so it's probably going to be about 3 hours, right? You come, you're going to get pampered. You can get a foot soak. You can get your sauna with red light therapy. You can get a PMF and Reiki session. You can get an Ayurvedic head massage. You get the whole kit and caboodle, right? You can also throw in like a reading, maybe a half-hour reading if you're interested in it. There can be add-ons, but something is being created. So there's like a package to come and get your relaxation on like nobody's business. Okay. Yeah. Again, if any other information or if you want with that, feel free to reach out and ask me. Super exciting with all of this. And where else am I going to go from here? Yeah. So I want to share a little bit about the big vision and idea that I have for a healing center or a wellness center. And for me, it's becoming very clear that generating and learning how to become the master of the self to generate a more happy life, really, more joy and happiness is what I want to bring to the table. And I'd like to do this through song, through dance, through meditation, through shamanic journeys, through working with medicines, like and spiritual practices, like very, very, very strongly drawn and aligned with this. So I am looking for space to create events in. Okay. And I am looking for people to collaborate with, to work with. I'm not wanting to do any of this on my own. And Spirit's detailed vision of the space that we can create all these special events and it's there's themes. Okay, that's all I can say for right now. There's different themes for different events, and the whole space will reflect that theme. So you go walking into that setting, right? And have a full-on immersed experience with visuals, sound, energy, physical movement, like all of this stuff, to have a very transcending experience. So I have already also paid for the trademark of the name that I've got for this as well, and it's been approved. So I've got this locked in for 10 years. And the approval came in November of last year. So I'm working on, we're only in the first year of that approval so far. So still just under 10 years to get this all up and going before I'd have to renew that trademark. But, and I would love for this to be a collaboration where I'm not the sole owner or facilitator or any of that. I want to be collaborating with people that are in alignment with the same values and ethics, right? And more of those people are starting to line up for this. So if anybody is interested in collaborating or finding out more about this idea and possibly wanting to be a more active part in helping me build this into the physical reality, please reach out to me and let's talk. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Barbara, I wish you lived closer too. But don't worry. Whereabouts are you, Barbara? You're like out in Chilliwack, aren't you? You're still in BC, aren't you? I plan on, with whatever it is that I'm setting up, even when we have a home base, I'm planning on like traveling with these events. Like, your spirit's telling me I'm going to get a phone call. People are asking me to bring these events to them. So in their hometowns, in their spaces, and we'll just set it up there. And that's all I really need. Because yeah, over the years I have been acquiring like some of the equipment that needs to be acquired, and I've got that. But now there's other things. So, and I need other people for the things. So let's get together and do this. We're gonna have so much fun, I'm telling you. Okay. So here we are. We're in this new energy of the fire horse, and it's perfect time, really. Everything happens in perfect divine timing. But I can feel the energy picking up and starting to move where it wasn't doing that for me. At least it didn't feel like things were moving, but I also am very aware that there is, even though things look a certain way on the surface, based on this human perspective, there is so much more happening behind the scenes, right? Always. Nothing is ever stagnant. There's always a flux of energy happening. So anyway, but I'm now feeling that energy now that we've had that eclipse on the 17th, right? Which was also a new moon, and the new year, right? It was pretty wild, very auspicious. There's quite a few other auspicious ceremonies and things that were on that date as well. I think Ramadan was one of them, and a few others, but very, very powerful. And to be honest, I have no idea how things are going to unfold. I don't. Spirit is saying, like, even right now, it's so important to be open with a sense of wonder and curiosity now. Because if we keep walking around looking over our shoulder, pointing the finger at who's doing the bad things, I mean, we're going to keep getting what we look for. And if we want solutions, we got to start asking, what's the solution? Because if that's what you're looking for, a solution, you're going to find it, right? So now they're wanting me to bring up, just because I think some people are like, well, you can't just ignore what's going on the world stage. Well, you can if you want to. We all have free will to choose for ourselves. I'm gonna put that out there. But I get what you mean. Like, where's the humanity if we're not having compassion for people who are struggling? And I get that. There's a time and a place for everything, but there's a lot of misinformation that's also being pumped out there, right? And we also have to remember, it's so important to remember, everything happens for a reason. And everybody signed up for a certain journey in their life, for certain experiences to have to help their soul evolve. At least this is the information I get straight from source, and I trust it. And with that being said, who the heck are we to try to alter somebody else's course or journey of life for what they signed up for what their soul needs as their experience? Of course, we don't want people to be in pain or suffering. But that's a part of life. It's how we grow. It's how we understand things. It's how we navigate. It's how we can understand one thing from another. So we got to get out of this other loop of programming where we're trying to fight for peace and to have only peace on this planet, because it's not going to happen. Like, to have only peace. Peace is something that's cultivated within, right? And the more people that get peaceful within themselves, guess what? The more the general collective, the masses at large, are going to step into that field because it's going to be more prominent. But there's still going to be fluctuations in energy. There's going to be chaos. We live in a world of organized chaos. Believe it or not, we are in a major paradox. And without chaos, we will not grow. So what's happening, though, is dialing down the levels of extremes of these polarities so that we can shift to that higher dimensional frequency of that is here right now and accessible to us. But we have to become a vibrational match in order to operate in those frequencies. So if we're still plugged into the 3D world of, oh, that government's running the world and that person's got the power over me and blah, 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 then you're not going to experience those higher trajectories. You're not going to see a bigger picture. You're caught up in the story that's being presented to you instead of disconnect from that. Go see the world with your eyes for real. Like, get outside, seeing what can you do in your own hometown that energetically will have a ripple effect in a positive way for our neighbors. That's where we have to focus, not on something that is completely out of your hands. Right? And there will be a time to come where people do need to get together and band together to, bring light to a situation. And it's happening, right? But don't forget, right, that your responsibility in this life is to master yourself, not somebody else. And lead by example to the best of your ability. So if you haven't noticed by now, I'm like already doing the general collective reading. Just kind of flowed right into there. And I'm open and I'm asking for the messages of guidance that are going to be most important for all of us to focus on right now in this time. And what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling is, despite how exciting the energy feels, take your time. They're saying bide your time as well. Take one step before taking the next. And they're actually take time to feel that step too, to be fully immersed in it. Not, okay, let's get her done as quick as we can so that next step comes. this energy we're working with, even though it's a powerful and it's a go-getter done energy, it ain't a, it's so weird because it's not quick, right? Like it's not quick. And even though it feels like it, again, here's a paradox. And this is, as a Libra, I have a hard time with these kind of things, but it is this and that, right? So it's a powerful energy that's going to help us take action and get stuff done. But on the flip side of that same coin, it's imperative that we're taking, they're saying, careful, calculated steps to make sure that you are stepping firmly onto the path of wherever it is that we're going. I hope that's making sense to you guys, right? But, thanks, Kelly, for popping up there, because, it's just reminded me of another message. We all have to, take care of the very things that we have not wanted to because of the level of difficulty, overwhelm, or whatever it is that we have been caught up in identifying with the debilitating situation. All we have to do is unplug with identifying. You are not that situation. None of us are our names. We are not these physical bodies. We are not what we do. We're not what we think. We have experiences that match all of these things, but that's not in the essence of who we actually are. So if we can strip away the stories, use your breath to come back to center, ground, connect with nature, connect back with our own hearts. That's the gateway back to that higher trajectory and that alignment with all that is. Through the heart, then you can remember in that space and let go the identifying of those stories and realize it was just an experience. And then you'll find the solution or the lesson or the aha moment that helps you propel forward. That's cool. Now they're saying, stop telling yourself how hard it is. You're identifying with another statement that the universe will show you or give you an experience that matches that. So it mimics as if it's true. Right? These things are easy. We have been programmed to overcomplicate everything. So get back to the basics. If you want to help the world at large, do your best to manage yourself in the best possible ways. Do you love yourself unconditionally? Right? Are you exercising? Are you eating right? Like, these are all like basic components. Right? Are your thoughts enhancing you or are they tearing you down? These are all in your control to make the best of. And when we do that, then we go out into the world with a little more confidence, but also an energy that is stable and capable of assisting others find their way. Because that's all we're doing. We ain't healing anybody else. We're not, we're just assisting and holding space for others to find their way. Because we're all here to find our way. Yeah, sorry, just catching up on those comments there, right? Absolutely, Kelly. And that's it. We've ended the year of the snake. So at this point in the game, what I'm feeling is that if well, and it's what I know to be true too. So whatever keeps popping up for us that we keep resisting, like this stuff is only going to continue to persist and be more and more uncomfortable for us until we like surrender that resistance. Surrender the resistance. Like I'm doing with these videos. And just do it. And that helps us actually end up seeing with tangible evidence afterwards just how beneficial it'll actually be to do the thing, to face the fear and rise, face everything and rise, instead of take the false evidence appearing real as fact, which ends up holding us back. Yeah. And then the other message too is that, and it's funny because the sun just seemed to get a lot brighter for me right now. But and with that, with my train of thought here, because stuff like that happens, it's like the spotlight is on a heck of a lot of things right now. Things are being taken care of. A lot of it is not being done publicly. And I know a lot of people want it to be publicly, but guess what? Not everybody can handle some of the things that we know. Okay? So let's just let that shit go. Not everybody needs to know everything. Okay? They don't. So let it go. Let go of trying to wake somebody up that is exactly where they need to be, regardless of how you perceive it. 100%. On the hook with Sandy. Faith over fear. Hallelujah. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Faith over fear. And I'm telling you, that's exactly what we're aligning with is getting back into right relationship with self. First understanding what is self, who are we really, and then forging that relationship with that remembrance, coming back online to the truth of who we are, and then allowing our soul to take us on the journey we signed up for, which we're on that journey. We're on it. We're already on it. No matter where you are, you're already on it. If you were not meant to be right where you are right here, right now, guess what? You'd be somewhere else. You wouldn't be. So here's the faith and trust that everything, there is a divine order of all things. And if whoever, whatever created all that is, I'm pretty sure it's got it all figured out. It's all going to work out. It's all going to work out. Yeah, so keep breathing. And find a way to celebrate even the smallest wins. If you can find something to celebrate each and every day, do it. That's what they're saying for all of us right now. That would help us all out so much more than you even realize. Cool. All right. Let's see what the Ascended Masters have for us for this next little while. I'm not going to put an actual date on it. Even though there's a date on this video, these messages have no boundaries or limitations of when they're going to be relevant. So if you're seeing this video as a replay way in the future from whenever it's dated now, today, then please know you're there for a reason again. You're there for a reason or here for a reason. So just pay attention. Whatever's in this video is needed for you at that time. Okay. So what is the general messages for the collective, human collective? Oh my God. Look at that. First card up. Weren't we just talking about faith over fear? Trust. Trust is what's coming up. And I'll tell you, this is in the past position. So in this position, it also means that whatever this message is, it supports us from behind. Faith, trust in yourself and your connection to a higher power. Right? This life, everything that we experience is for us. It's not happening to us, even though that's how we might see it and decide to judge it. But it ain't the truth. We're having experiences here. We came here for an experiential experience, like a hands-on, a full-on experience. That's it. Once we identify with something and we put a label on it and we start judging it, then we start operating at half capacity, and then create a false reality, which we experience as reality. Okay, so we've had levels of trust and faith in ourselves in the past. We all have been down but found our way up. So this is what this message is. Remember who you were, who you are, and hook back up. Bring this trust and faith back into your life actively. In the present moment, we got crystals. So this message is telling me about higher levels of frequency and vibration, a different dimensional connection, right? With the unicorns, the fairies, but we energetically get there working with, I'm shit you not, crystals, right? Like, I got crystals all over me, right? All over and all around me, right? Crystals are extremely healing. They help us balance our energies and help us mentally clear things out and energetically align with the higher frequencies so that we can see, right? But if you don't change your vibration, you're not going to see from a different perspective, right? Crystals can do that for us. So this is in the present position. If you're being called to crystals and or horses, by the way, horses, extremely powerful healing and beautiful companions. Oh my Lord. So some people be drawn to work with horses, right? That it would be very beneficial to connect with horses, whether get on one to learn how to ride or learn how to work with one through equine healing sessions. Okay. Otherwise, go out and get yourself some crystals. Set up a crystal grid. Set intentions of what you want to manifest into your life. Like, these are the things you have power over. Moving forward, we got Osiris here with father, husband, brother, son. So this marks a message that connects to a significant male in our lives. Okay? It is gender specific, right? So masculine, a male person. That's why it's got the father, brother, husband, or son. So it will have to do with a male person in our lives. They can be crossed over, but there's like a healing taking place, right? And then there, with that healing, it's going to improve your connection to all other males in your life and moving forward. But also it helps to balance our own masculine energy, because masculine energy is not gender specific, and neither is feminine energy. It is not gender specific. So we have masculine and feminine energy that is in every single human body, no matter what gender. you were born as or decided to identify as later in life. Okay. I respect everybody and their wishes. You're here to have your own experience, right? Absolutely. But it's important to have the distinctions of um, the basics back in place, so we're not continuing to distort the realities, right? So that's why I'm making this clarification about this message is connecting to a male in your life, okay, or our lives, but as a general, it will be a significant male in our life, that the healing will take place, which allows us to have that healing within our masculine energy, which is going to allow us to move forward. So if there has been a distortion in the masculine energy due to a rift or some kind of issue that happened with a significant male in our lives or even past lives, this is actually healing moving forward. Okay? Working with this new higher frequency energy right now is allowing us to heal this, which is pretty cool, because with what I'm currently challenged with and moving through, it's this thing. It's taking action and moving through that complete overwhelm that normally has me debilitated. So this is pretty cool for me to see this as a trajectory moving forward, is that I am on that path. This is what I can expect, that healing to take place and my own masculine energy balancing out, allowing me to take that dedicated, motivated action forward. And then what is at the bottom of the deck, which represents the bigger picture of all of us, or the, higher self, where we're getting to, and what it all has to do with spiritual law of attraction, ladies and gentlemen. We're all remembering that we're not these bodies, we're something so much more. While we're in these bodies, we do have limitations. We do, right? We have constructs we have to work with, like it or not. But once we figure these things out and figure out what works for us and get a groove going, then you start to realize and tangibly see, like in quick succession too, where you can have a thought. When you're really in alignment with things, you can have a thought, you can ask a question, and it literally manifests within seconds. I've been there. I've done that. It happens all the time, but not when my energy's low, not when I'm in a funk. And so this is something that we're all learning, right? You master yourself, you can master this life, but we're not here to master another person and another life, right? We're here to make the best of what we got with ours and let the rest fall where it may fall, because that's the divine way of it, right? So we're all coming online, in other words, if you didn't already know. But there's lots of people that, they don't understand some of the verbiage and stuff that I'm talking about right now, and maybe that's not on their path for that. That's okay. It's absolutely okay. They're here living their life the way that it's meant to unfold for them. The best thing we can do for people is stop trying to change them and just give them support when they ask for it, if they ask for it, and be there for them that way. Start having those loving thoughts that they're going to figure it out, that the light is right there, because those thoughts, that energy is going into their field. If you worry about them, that energy is going into their field. And if they're already worried and overwhelmed, guess what's happening to their field with your worry? More overwhelm, more worry. Like, that does not help. It's counterproductive to help somebody by worrying about them. So if you do worry, pick up the phone and call them so you can ask them point blank how they are. And if you're on the other end of not being so well, somebody's reaching out to you asking you, please be honest. Because you're not going to get out of your funk if you're not honest. Right? And others can't help you either if you're not open to it. But again, it is your choice. And if somebody chooses to be in their funk, sometimes we have to honor them enough to allow it. But then send those loving thoughts that they're going to find their way out because they are supported. They are. Whether they see it or not, they are. You keep having those positive thoughts about them. That's how you help them. Right? Okay. I got 3 decks sitting in front of me right now. The Ascended Masters Oracle, which I just went through for everybody. We had 4 messages there. Come back, watch the replay if you would like that. I'm not going to take pictures and post anything after the video is done. I'm done with the session. I do have 2 other decks here. I have my True Love deck. And this one, I forget what it's called. It is, the Pure Magic Oracle. Okay. I'm going to pull some messages. Let's see, it's already 12. So we've got, 7 people are watching. Hello, everybody. All right, so I'm opening up the floor. Oh, look at that. Darla's already on it. So Darla's been here before. She knows how I operate. Go ahead and comment now if there's a specific deck that you want. So Ascended Masters would be deck 1. You can say Ascended Masters or deck 1 if you want. True Love is deck 2. And the Pure Magic is deck 3. Otherwise, if you don't have a preference and you want me to choose, then let me know. And if you have a specific question that you would like for me to ask, please put the question in there as well. Otherwise, my default question, just so you know, is what is the most important message of information for whoever it is that I'm reading right now? Okay, I always default to that. Because sometimes with the things that we want, we have to take care of those needs in order to have the wants fulfilled, right? And Spirit always has a greater trajectory than we do down here. Okay, so let's start with Darla. Oh, Sandy, you're very welcome. I knew it felt like a pep talk. I knew it was going to be like that moving in, but that's exactly how Spirit wanted me to do it, which is pretty cool because that's as authentic as I can get. Most important message for Darla, please. Thank you, Darla. Your message the most important message needed for you today is reparenting yourself. I'm taking a sneak peek at the bottom. Oh, cool. Look at, you got the Rainbow Reviver underneath. Okay. So isn't that funny? Okay. Sorry. There's a lot of information. I'm trying to talk while it's still coming in, and it is tripping me up. So hold on. So this message feels very much connected to like your higher self, the truth of who you are, which is this rainbow of joyful energy, pure, right? High vibe. And then your message in the 3D, if you will, your physical reality is reparenting yourself. Again, realigning for that connection. Again, what I'm hearing, right relationship with self, right? I swear to God, Darla, we're all going through this restructuring of the self in the last like 6 months to even years of stuff that kept popping up that was on repeat over and over. Like, this is what is literally leaving us so that we can restructure and then birth ourselves in this new energy, in the new alignment, in this new relationship with ourself. So if you're not already partnered because you chose the True Love deck, right, and you're looking for a true love partner, start with self. Reparent yourself, right? And this is a great message for everybody, right? How are you speaking to yourself inside here? Is it words with adoration, with love, with patience, kindness? If the answer is no, then I would say you definitely need to align with this message as well and reparent yourself. Right? If you're not going to tell your kids, if you're not going to beat down your kids when they're down and out, stop doing it to yourself. Again, it's something that was programmed, but we have the power within us to make these changes. Small, firm steps. Right? And in this case, look yourself in the mirror and start saying, I love you. I'm here for you. And talk to that part of yourself that is still scared, as if it's a child of yours and you need to build her up or him up or them up. Right? Change your mind. You change your life. It is that simple. All right. So again, though, Darla, you're right on track. And this one is the goal of this one. So this is where you are and what you're doing. And this is you with the fruits of your labor. Very cool. Yay, Darla. Keep up the good work. All right. Studio painter. That's Dave. All right, Dave. Also true love. Okay. Woo. Okay, Dave. Rainbow Reviver. That's what you got. Your bigger picture. Self-respect. Isn't this wild? Oh my gosh, my mind just kind of blew because I know what's going on for you. And it's like, this is you just kind of realized, oh yeah, here it is, and pulling. Not even pulling. You're not pulling anything. You're just you're in this realization that this is you. This is you, not the version you were used to identify as. So you're moving into another level. And I want to say renewed state of self-respect. That's very powerful, actually. Again, it's important that we execute and take action on the things that keep popping up for us that we have not yet already done. Okay? And that goes for everybody. Because it's, if you're looking for something new or a shift in energy and it's not shifting, it's because that one thing has not been taken care of. It's as simple as that. And once you do it, everything changes and you're like, fuck, excuse me. Why didn't I just do that? Well, you couldn't, obviously. In that space, in that place, you were learning how to get there. Okay, that's all it is. When we're in the funk, we are in the learning stages of whatever this experience is. And we will get that aha when we open up to look for it instead of identifying with the murkiness. Okay. So very cool for you. Very cool. All right. So I hope that was helpful for you. That's pretty cool. You started playing again music in the like publicly, and I think that had a lot to do with that there, Dave. Very cool. Okay. Next is Sandy with deck number 3. As I'm shuffling, I'm going to take that card because I was just shuffling and it jumped out. But I'm going to finish shuffling and pull another card for you too. Sandy. All right, Sandy. The card that jumped out for you while I was shuffling was Drawing Down the Sun. So this represents wildfire, divine masculine. What is that word? Magnificence and witness. So this is very much in connection to that third message from the Ascended Masters for the collective that we got with the masculine energy, or that, healing taking place with a significant male. So this is also masculine energy here, solar plexus, right? You coming into your power and taking action instead of sitting back, right? To move forward, to keep perpetuating and generating that energy, that flow, which is really cool. And then you got the mugwort dreams, which represents rhythm, higher self, reality, and rest. Okay. So it's pretty cool. These feel very balanced, right? You got your action and your creativeness and your nurturing, right? So the masculine and feminine energy, very, very balanced. Beautiful. Knowing what cycle you're in and taking the appropriate action for that or during that time, right? So in other words, finding your rhythm. And then, interesting, you got mugwort dreams. There's a lot of stuff happening in your dream state, Sandy. That's interesting. So you got astral travels in the bigger picture here, right? And it says possible, impossibility, freedom, traveler, and inner dreams. So are you aware of lucid dreaming? Do you practice lucid dreaming or astral projection? If not, you might want to jump down the rabbit hole a little bit and do some research on some of those things, and maybe watch some YouTube videos on different types of practices on how to do that. If no, you don't even remember dreams. Yeah, it's okay. Most of us don't. Which is okay. We're not always meant to, but I do know for myself, when I'm like in a very clear state where I'm not like polluting my body with anything, dreams come online. Like I remember multiple dreams throughout the night. Because we all dream, but we all just, and multiple dreams, not just one, too. But yeah, a dream is just a different type of reality operating in a different dimension and frequency and stuff. So it's just it's another reality that we're in, and it blends with our physical reality in very strange ways. You wake up so tired. Yeah. So what you can do with that, Sandy, is just instruct your body um, to get the rest that it's needed. Because sometimes if we feel like we're doing a lot and we're consciously aware that we're doing a lot, even though we're not remembering what that is, just the conscious awareness of doing a lot might run a program that if you're aware of doing a lot in your sleep, maybe your body is not resting, which is a lie. But then with that kind of thought, the body responds, right? With those kind of beliefs, the body will respond to, oh, shit, I'm believing that I'm working in my dreams, so I'm not actually resting. While in fact, if your body's laying down on a bed and you're not physically moving, you're resting. But you will signal your body to be in a state of unrest if you think that you're not resting. It's freaking wild what our minds can do. And we have to learn how to override certain statements and ways that we speak to ourselves so that our body doesn't respond in a way we don't want it to. Because in all honesty, you're laying down. You're laying down the whole flipping time. You are resting. Your body's resting. So we got to stop signaling the body with these thoughts that, oh, I'm moving around, like I'm doing all this work in a different dimension and it's affecting my physical reality. No, the only thing affecting your physical reality are the thoughts you're having about it. In essence, that's the truth of all that is. Yeah. It is wild, isn't it? So you can also start asking before you go to bed, you just set the intention that you want to remember a dream, right? And see how that works. Because again, you start commanding things of your body, the body's going to start responding in different ways. Okay, I hope that was helpful for you. But there's something about in your dreams and the inspirations that come to you, even during a daydream, right? That help. It feels like these inspirations that come to you, whether in a dream, like while you're sleeping, or a daydream even, these are coming straight from your soul, which is another word for sun, S-O-L, soul. But your soul, your essence, is ready to manifest and ready to take action on, right? So if it lights you up, head in that direction. Take one firm step on that path in alignment with whatever opportunity shows up, if it feels right for you. Yeah. And if you're flexing that faith and trust muscle too, I mean, you're going to have an easier time of things. I hope that was helpful for you. Okay, where did we get to now? I have a client that's going to be here at 1, so I have to make sure I wrap up at 12:30. Bow. All right, just reading Bow stuff here. Okay, so Bao, I don't really have a question from you or a deck that you've chosen. So if you did want me to read for you, can you just type in, tell me what I need to know, or let me know if which deck, 1, 2, or 3 you want, or if I'm just to ask, like, what's the best piece of advice for you right now? While I'm waiting for you to message me, I'm going to jump into Kelly because he asked, I'm already tuned into Kelly's energy bell, so bear with me for a moment. I heard yes, yes, yes. Use the castor oil and frankincense on the tumor. Okay. Should be fairly easy for you to recognize the energy sensation of good spirits versus bad spirits. If it feels good, it is. If it feels off, it is. Right? Nefarious spirits, if you will, entities, whatever, they have an energy about them that is of lower frequency. It's not higher frequency. They cannot mimic the higher pure energy. They don't operate there. So you're going to feel it. Okay. Oh, that reminds me too. Another support circle, if you will, that's going to be launching very soon within the next week or two at the most, is a psychic development practice circle for anyone who's taken my psychic development training or anybody that's had any kind of prior training before. Yeah, I think this would be good for us to get together and revisit some of the training and the different modalities, and to give us some time to practice in some of the areas maybe we're not so good at, so we can help build on those ones with each other. So let me know too, you guys, if you're interested in these things, message me either on my phone, my email, or my socials. Give me a private message. Let me know if you're interested in doing these things. And I'll be sure to make sure that you are aware of when and where that's going to happen so you can partake. And that one will also be online, because I do a lot of training with people that are not in the physical, so, or in my close vicinity. You're welcome, Narla. Sandy, she pulled the sun. Oh, shut up. Sandy, frig, you can't make this stuff up, can you? And that's why I do what I do. Wow. Beautiful. Any deck is fine. All right. Pure magic is what I'm being called for you, Val. So let's see. Oh yeah, you should be able to feel it. But Kelly, it may be very subtle. So just make sure that before you tune in, you've done your own grounding and balancing work, right? Just to align yourself. And the first initial sensation is coming from your higher self. So trust that. If it feels off in any way, shape, or form, it is. You don't need to ask again to be clear, right? So, most important message for Val, please. Thank you. Val. All right, Val, your message is mirror magic. It's pretty wild. And it says lunar light, past lives, spectrum, and self-care. Self-care. That really is like, I'm highlighting on self-care. And with mirror work or mirror magic, it's very important. So it's pretty wild. When we get triggered by what other people do or say or don't do or say, it's because there is something inside of us that we have not yet reconciled. and we're blaming and shaming the other person. So there's the pointing of the finger. When you point a finger at someone, please notice you have 1, 2, 3 fingers pointing right back at you. And the thumb, look where that's pointing, at your higher self. Right? So you're projecting, you're shooting your shit, onto the other people when you're in that reactive state because you've been triggered by something. So it's the trigger, not the person or even the content that the trigger happened. It has nothing to do with that, right? The feeling that's bubbled up that you think belongs to the other person or is all their fault is yours. This is the wildest part of shadow work. Entertain the possibility that this is a part of you have not yet reconciled, and this is your opportunity to come back into alignment with yourself, to be honest, radically honest with yourself, and to align with unconditional love of yourself, even the darker parts. Because this is how you're going to be able to overcome and heal from the situation. Right? So again, the spirit just wants to make it clear again for everybody, but especially Belle, this is your reading, but for everybody, you only have control of yourself. And if it feels like you're out of control and overwhelmed, pull back. Pull back. Do the things that bring you peace of mind and balance your own energy, your own thoughts, your own physical body. Because that's the only thing you really have control over. The rest will work out to the way that it's meant to, as long as you're doing your part. Right? And when other people are trying to knock us off our center, fucking let them. Seriously, let them. You do you. Let others do what they're going to do. I mean, if others are out there trying to break others down, the light is here to shine the truth. They will not get away with it. They will bury themselves. Let them. Don't give them any more ammo by identifying with the possibility that whatever it is they're trying to disrupt in your life. Don't give it to them. I hope this is helping you, Belle. You realize, stop identifying with the situation. It's just an experience, and it's one that's going to shift and change as the process unfolds. The best thing you can do is just take one small but secure, calculated step at a time. And that's not what you can do to get back at the other person. It's not a tit for tat. This is, how do you manage your own peace of mind right here, right now? Because that's the only thing in your control. So get there. Get there. And then at the bottom of the deck here, we got mantra medicine. Right? This is the best piece of advice for you, okay, is to get back into your spiritual practices. I'm telling you, the Reiki training you signed up for, honey, is absolutely going to help you out with your overwhelming stuff. You got to practice on yourself more. Like every single day, you should be practicing on yourself more so than you are practicing for others to get your practicum done. You're only as good to others as you are to yourself. Remind yourself of this. If there's room for improvement with self, this is where we need to go. And it's not selfish. It's imperative for proper self-care so we can be a healthier and more successful contributor to society and each other during these times. Right? So work through meditation, song, mantras, right? Incantations, all of these things. Super beneficial for you to come back into right relationship with self, for you to resolve whatever's going on inside of yourself that has not yet been resolved, because that's all that these outside situations that trip us up are trying to get us to pay attention to, is what we're feeling and where that's coming from, instead of trying to keep thinking that it has to do with the situation that presented, because that's just like that's a mask, right? That's a mask. It's not, nothing is as it seems, right? So you do have the tools. It's up to you to put them into practice so that they actually have a positive effect in your life. And it is easier than you may be giving yourself the permission to believe. Okay? You got this. I hope that was helpful for you. Okay, everybody, I have to take off. The update. It's not that hard, because the feeling, so it's not that hard. What's hard is you realizing that the thoughts you have about the person you're pissed off at are actually, like, that feeling is something you have, like, there's a version of you that is looking, acting, and blah, 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 like that you haven't reconciled or healed within yourself. Right? It's such a humbling experience to do this kind of shadow work, but it's the only way to break free. And Val, you might need a little extra help and support to find what you're looking for. So caught up in the outside illusion of what it looks like. We can't see the forest through the trees when we're really caught up in it, myself included. Right? And then when I get to that point, I do reach out. I reach out to my trusted small ring of tried and true people that can hold that space for me, that do hold that space for me. And then only then they're able to bring the perspective that I need, that helps me shift out of mine. Okay, so if you do want to have a session with me, give me a show and we can set that up. It would be a SAS session, by the way. Okay, spiritual support session if you're interested. Oh, you're very welcome, Sandy. It was wonderful to have you on the call. And yeah, again, all of you guys, I know you have liked and subscribed to the channel. Please feel free to share this video with anybody that you feel any one of these messages might help, or even my own sharing of my own story, because that's really what prompted all this, was Spirit saying I needed to share my own personal story so that people can, see the realness of it all. Like, not just this groomed version. I do all my work behind the scenes and all you see is this balanced thing all the time. And that's not the case. That's not real. And I want this channel to be real, like as real gets. So, and it's going to be interesting how it's going to all come together and unfold down the way. And I don't know how, but I am open to the guidance from above of how that's going to be. So yeah, hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when I come back on and do the live streams, because I'm going to make them as interactive as possible. And one of these days too, I'm going to start with podcast, invite people. You want to come and share your story or have a story, about anything in life, anything. It could be spiritual. It could be non-spiritual. Doesn't matter. If there's something that helped you see things in a different way and empowered you in some way, shape, or form, I want to hear about it. And I would love to showcase that, to put it out into the world so that other people can hear your story and utilize the information given of how it helped you. Maybe it can help them. That's what I want to bring. So without further ado, from my whole heart to yours, shine bright, everybody, because we are beautiful souls here to have a beautiful experience. And we're going to do that. This year we're going to make things so much more magical and beautiful, I believe. And I'd love to continue to do it with you. So reach out if there's anything else I could do. Otherwise, I will see you, I'm sure, very soon. Go enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.